It is going to be FC Bayern Munich versus Manchester United. So interestingly, a change in sides here. We've got Brazil going from left to right. We have got Turkey going from right to left. And it's Ryan Gravenberch to start us off here. Joshua Kimmich. Again, we talk about these feints. We talk about these super cancels. We'll talk about all these skill moves that you're going to see. Here's Marcel Sabitzer. It's given away to Rafael Varane. As you can hear, other games going on and other goals being celebrated. Unfortunately, we won't have that information directly for you.
Turkey
but I am
with
sure
the white shirt, Brazil with the red shirt.
They indeed with the white shirt, and indeed with Manchester United, it's Bruno Fernandes, it's Anthony. Strangely, Anthony starting. So, again, for Mukahit, the stamina issue with Anthony may not necessarily be something he's looking at. He might not believe in it. As we see the corner, it's going to come floating in here. Ronaldo at the back post, very close indeed. It's
very close angles also, as we were talking before. That's one takeaway that I will take for this tournament is don't always insist on having that comfortable shot. If these guys who are champions are choosing to get the difficult shot, that's because of something.
Yeah, sometimes it's better to shoot on instinct. It's do but don't think. If you don't think about it, sometimes your instinct will work better for you. And as a result, we'll see a little bit more variation in terms of the shots. Is Sabitzer, Upamecano, Mane, Upamecano. Again, these little feints just to try and unseat that Turkish defence is Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich looking forward here. Again, dispossessed by Axel Tuanzebe. It's Marcus Rashford. Again, dispossessed by Pavard in midfield. And now a little bit of an opportunity breaking open here. Here's Leroy Sané. It's Bruno Fernandes that will take it away here. Here's Anthony.
Until now, nobody had clear opportunities to make a goal. Just one by Manchester United, but it was far from being dangerous.
Absolutely, but as this game evolves and as this game moves forward, you will find these games get slightly more open. Of course, fatigue is always counting down here. There's a mistake from Gravenberch. It's Ronaldo to Rashford. It's Rashford double touch inside. Great manual save from Manuel Neuer.
That was close.
That's not a pun either. Manuel Neuer is not fully manual. I'll say that for nothing. But a brilliant save from him. And again, that was close. In case the double touch opens up the lane to get the shot away quickly. And instead, it will be a goal kick. And you can hear goals going in around us. It feels like it's going goal crazy around us. We're waiting for this one to take to its fire. Here's Sadio Mane. Mane in towards Sabitzer. Harry Maguire will intercept. And we'll take it away for Marcus Rashford.
Good interception there.
Very good interception indeed. Great eyes for Lita. Fred down the line to Marcus Rashford. Has Ronaldo in the middle. Can't find him though.
Nice back heel in the defense.
Yeah, this is going to be who will blink first. What skill are we going to see here? It's Choupo-Moting to Leroy Sané. Sané down the line to Sadio Mane. Mane being used to great effect, but again,
he was passing tiki-taka until the last step. At the last step, he tried to dribble to no avail, so now everything starts once again.
Just testing that fort, as you mentioned pre-game. It's testing the fort of Turkey. Here's Sadio Mane, taken away by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. There's a defensive line push there from Brazil, just in case there's a counter-attack, just try and push people forward.
And there's a lot of friction, a lot of people bumping by, and that's what makes the game so stop.
Yeah. Absolutely. There's a lot on the line for both of these nations, and both of these nations will want to put their best foot forward in game one of this series.
It's not fluid at all. The match is not fluid.
It's cagey. It's gritty. It's nasty. We're waiting for something to just spark into life, and I'm sure one of these players will provide that. As we see,
all
Joshua
of that
Kimmich.
Can be said about my sister. Hi.
Indeed. Maybe.
No, come indeed.
You said it, not me. Here's Leroy Sané. Sané looking down the line here. We're looking for Leroy Sané in towards Ryan Gravenberch. Gravenberch looking to just, again, feel his way out there. Casemiro, though, coming out to disrupt, as we've seen him do so many times already this tournament. Here's Cristiano Ronaldo in towards Bruno Fernandes. Was looking across for Anthony, but Lucas Hernandez will cover. Here's Leroy Sané, heads it down to Sadio Mane. Mane looking on to Sané. Here's Sabitzer, back to Sané. Sabitzer getting near enough, getting away there. Harry Maguire just backing into his goalkeeper, a little bit casual for him, but Ball is cleared away by De Gea, but it's come straight back in the way of Brazil. Here is Leroy Sané, Gravenberch, Sabitzer. Here's Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich looking potentially inbound there. Here's Sabitzer, here's Mane. Mane back to Kimmich, testing that line of defence, but Casemiro comes out and deals with the problem. Here's Marcus Rashford. Rashford down the line to Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo looking to hold it up, but Matthias de Ligt fouls, and it's adjudged to have been too heavy. And it gives a bit of a free kick and a bit of a platform for Turkey to have a look at the goal here.
So, for now, it's 0-0. Turkey with the Manchester United with the white shirts. Brazil with the Bayern Munich with the red shirts.
So delicately poised here. It's Leroy Sané. Sané, double touch. Dummy. Just it's so many things to call out here that Brazil are doing here that it's very hard, even as a caster, to keep up. Here's Sabitzer, Choupo-Moting, Sadio Mane. Blocked away again. Resilient defending from Turkey.
Well, we said it before the match. Turkish specialty is the defense. He has no rush. He doesn't fear at Brazil attacking with so much people. He expects the ball there to defend and to see if he can have at least one or two clear opportunities to strike.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a very much a mutual respect between these two players, because neither one of them has really broke ranks here to try and do something completely outlandish. You can see both are trying to execute their own game plans, and nobody's really taking it on here. Here's Choupo-Moting with potentially the last opportunity of the half. It's Sabitzer, takes a dummy. Foul given on the edge of the box. It's not a penalty, thankfully for Turkey, but this is going to be potentially could be a problem here. If Leroy Sané can find the right move here. Sané into the box, looking for Sadio Mane. Head clear by Harry Maguire, and it's eventually cleared. And that's as entertaining as a stalemate as you're going to see. You know, we talk about games having loads of goals. Sometimes it's the games that have no goals that provide the most.
How quick this went.
It's how quick. It's always this high level of gameplay, because neither one of these players will want to let the ball go out of play. They'll always want the ball.
You know, on the partial stats, Bayern Munich had 62% possession.
Yeah,
that's quite a difference.
Dominated possession, but again, it's all been in front of the box. It's all been. It's not been positive possession, as I would call it. It's in and around the opponent's box, but they've not found that last link to get it into the box. As we see Fred starting off for Turkey here. Here's Anthony. Anthony, double touch in towards the box, looking for Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh! Advantage Turkey.
On the first one, as we said, he built his team from the defense, and when he gets a chance, he strikes. And that's exactly what he done. He is not on a rush. He doesn't have any sense of urgency, any problem. And it was just one
great pass there, completely all the way through the defence. And as you may have heard over the commentary line here, you heard the audience with the traditional and almost can say regular celebration of Ronaldo. Sue was echoing around the arena as we heard it. And again, now the question comes: how many times have Brazil been down in competition? How many times have they been under pressure? How many times have they had to crack a defense that they...
And how many times did they went against a defense specialist?
Exactly that indeed. Here's Marcel Sabitzer, though. It may not last long. Great save from David De Gea.
It was the difficult ball after the goal.
Now you can hear other goals going in around us, as you may be able to hear. Of course, our focus is on this game here, because it is so delicately poised. As Brazil look to try and find a way back through. That's a bit of a mistake, and that will gift the ball back. Here's Casemiro to Anthony. Anthony to Ronaldo. Dispossessed by Gravenberch. Now the ball's got to move a little bit quicker. Here's Leroy Sané, finds a ball through the line to Sadio Mane. Choupo-Moting's at the back post. Sabitzer's arriving at the edge of the box if he wants him. It's still Sadio Mane, a little bit too much on the skills. No foul was given. And Aaron Wan-Bissaka will clear that away. Lucas Hernandez will win that back. Here's Gravenberch. to Kimmich, Gravenberch, chance is not over here. Sadio Mane's got one more over. It's Leroy Sané, goes to the outside of the box. Great save, Joshua Kimmich!
And
Equaliser!
The rebound went straight to the goal. The first one couldn't get in. The goalie gave a bad rebound.
Indeed.
The rebound to the middle is always a dangerous one.
Indeed it is. It's constantly knocking at the door.
Yeah.
So Brazil, great reaction from you. Great reaction to what was almost what you feel like it was a flash goal, or if it was in boxing, it's a flash knockdown, and you get back up and you try and go again. But
and everything that Turkey was doing great in defense was not accompanied by what the goalkeeper did. The goalkeeper gave a very, very bad rebound, and it just needed a simple touch from the attacker to be able to score. One for Turkey, one for Brazil.
And as we said before, it doesn't matter how it goes into the back of the net, whether it's a ricochet, whether it's a deflection, whether it's a rebound, these all count the same. It's all one goal, regardless of if it goes flying into the back of the net or whether it trickles in there. It does not matter a point. As a stunning cross goes in towards Sadio Mane. Mane looks to take the touchdown time. Sabitzer, goalkeeper's out. Oh, that was very close.
That was very dangerous.
That is a brilliant challenge from Turkey. The job, or the defensive job, is not over there, but if you noticed, if you watched that back, the eagle-eyed viewers at home, the manual goalkeeper had come all the way out. If that challenge doesn't go in, Sabitzer has got an open look at potentially tapping this in for 2-1.
Exactly.
Now all of a sudden there's a corner to defend, and we can see that there's tactical changes here too.
For the other player, the Brazilian player, now you know that the Turkish player wants sometimes to get his goalie out of the goal.
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, that's those little pieces of detail that you have to keep in the back of your mind, and it will present some doubt within Brazil's
I will try
mind.
to trick him.
Yeah, exactly. It becomes a whole new mind game as the ball goes into the box. Fred heads it clear. Subs are on for both teams. I believe it's Eriksson and Martial that are on for
Be careful with this one.
Manchester United. You've got to be careful exactly here. Here's Ronaldo. He's got Martial on with fresh legs against Lucas Hernandez, but Hernandez's strength plays the part there and gets the ball back and away.
The second dribble was not a good one.
No, indeed it wasn't. And again, if you're looking at keeping score at home, Tell is on for Bayern Munich. Kingsley Coman's come on as well. So you have, again, as we said, players have got the full rosters to take into account here of what they can do. And to see here that Joshua Kimmich plays the ball nicely down the line. It's Tell versus Varane. Here's a bit of a foot race. Varane wins it. And David De Gea will clear that away. Here's Twanzebe to Rafael Varane. 20 in-game minutes left on the clock here, plus injury time. Bit of a mistake from Fred there. Here's Kimmich back to Gravenberch. If Brazil can recycle this, they might do some damage. Musiala, the other substitute, came on. Double touch into Sadio Mane. Mane, double touch once more. Plays it one more out wide to Kingsley Coman. He has men in the middle. Wan-Bissaka's gone to challenge, and it's cleared away once more.
That was a tough one.
It is a tough one, and McNeil has come on as well for Manchester United. Again, we talked about those talented youngsters at Manchester United. In uniform stats, some people may look at this and say, well, what would you bring on McNeil? Again, it's these attributes that players will look at.
If this match ends as a tie, we will go to a penalty kick.
Yeah, and that in itself, as we said before, is a lottery, but we promised drama. I think we might just have some more before the end of this regulation time here. Sadio Mane tries to chip it in towards Tell. Just too much on it for
That was
Tell.
a very good ball, a very dangerous ball, a depth pass.
Yeah, it was indeed. It was just a little bit too cute for Tell to get on the end of, as it appears to be Brazil that have kind of taken the ascendancy here. They've taken the questions and they're asking them of the Turkish defence here. It's Musiala, double touch, Tell, dummies. Oh, it's a brilliant chance from Maguire. Choupo-Moting's out. Oh, my apologies. It's Sadio Mane. It's one of my Freudian slips. I'm so used to seeing Choupo-Moting be in those positions. Completely discounted Sadio Mane being there.
But you know, the interception from the defender was almost an assistance.
It was almost.
Because
it was.
The ball ended there for the attacker just to kick it to the goal.
Indeed, it was. And Musiala, oh, that's a close one. He's been booked for that, but again, had that not been given by the referee, Musiala gets the ball and there's an open look.
That's true. So this was one of those times where you don't know if it's better to clear it or not.
Exactly, indeed. And again, we're seeing chances come and go here. 7 minutes plus a little bit of stoppage time, depending on what the referee decides to give, as Sadio Mane looks to maraud down that left-hand side. So towards Gravenberch, in towards Mane. Mane, quick feet from the Senegalese. It's Tell trying to recover the ball off Twanzebe. He gets the ball back. It's Musiala. It's broke clear, and it is launched away. But there's still time on the clock here for another opportunity. It's Gravenberch to Kimmich. Kimmich looking to just try and find that route in. He does. Nice little give and go with Musiala. Casemiro will run it all the way back, and Twanzebe will look to clear it. And this looks like it potentially could be staring penalty kicks right in the face. 3 minutes, a little bit generous from the referee.
Yeah, and none of the players are very desperate in order to avoid the penalty kicks.
No, and it looks like it's been a very, very level game here as Fred takes a touch. Ronaldo, it's Martial looking for Ronaldo, onside. Could it be the final touch? It is! Just as we say, penalties are staring us in the face. You can hear the soos in the audience, and my word, what a time to score.
In the last minute, in the last ball, everybody was sitting for the penalties, but no, sir. The Turkish players say, here I am. I have Cristiano Ronaldo, don't forget that. And this is my goal to say that for now, this match is 2 for Turkey,
with no
1 for
time
Brazil.
to spare. They find the absolute moment of execution, as we said. Rear guard, frustrate, find a chance, take it. Fantastic play.
And the game plan was as we just imagined, with the Brazilian player trying to attack, proposing the most of the match, most important parts. The Turkish player was expecting.
Yep.
And he expected, and he expected, and he expected, and he tried. And he expected, and he tried.
Yep.
And on one of those, boom,
yep,
inside. And that's it.
It's that defensive fort you talked about. Yeah. It's that fort. He was able to just protect everything, and then right at the vital moments was able to just penetrate and score. And I mean, if you looked at the reaction afterwards as well, Mucha hit, hands on head. Oh,
like tired.
That took a lot out of him. But then we talk about these intangible things. Has that taken too much out of him? Have Brazil got something to rebound and connect with?
Yes, but I mean, it was very important because on the cards, he was the one having the tougher time. Because
Absolutely.
Brazil had the ball. We will see the stats right away.
Yep.
But Brazil had the ball much time. I think in the possession, we may see Brazil winning. And he had to endure a very hard attack. Because it's good attack.
Absolutely. And if you want a blueprint at home, folks, if you're looking to try and frustrate opponents and play a counter-attacking style, there's no better player on the planet in that type of style than Mucha hit, because, again, the ability to frustrate, the ability to then go, okay, we've got the ball. I'll go and find these players, and I'll go and find these right opportunities. It's those moments in games. It's what you say, what's the difference maker between regular players and pro players and where the levels are. That type of clinical nature is exactly what the difference maker is.
Okay, so here we are with Wetsa. We are in wonderful Indonesia. We are in Bali, in the International Esports Federation competition. 106 countries from around the world are competing here in a very sporty attitude. I really enjoy that very much. The camaraderie.
Yeah, absolutely.
People enjoying each other. So it's time to go to the second game.
Yeah, we're going straight to the second game. I think our production guys were about as excited to see the second game as we were, to be honest. And looking at it here, it's back to much of the same again. It's Manchester United versus Bayern Munich.
That's easier to follow.
It's much easier to follow, much easier to figure out. Clarita doesn't have to realise what kit colour is being used. Instead, he can just look at the team. But looking at it here, I mean, again, such a high level of e-football on show here.
Yes.
And that's what that's what the fans at home would like to see. I'm sure it's what the spectators here would love to see. And as the casters, I think we'd love to see it as well.
Do you know why do I have the obsession with the colors and the shirts? Because I feel for our viewers watching at their phone.
Yeah, absolutely,
where players are tiny,
yeah,
you know?
If they're very tiny, you're trying to follow along at home. The good news is, audibly, you can follow along with us. And speaking of audibly following along with us, you can hear the noise that is being generated around the building due to other goals going in and other streams going in. And I'm being shown here little bits of goals, and I'm trying to decipher what the rules or what we are, but I'm trying to keep my eyes on this too. There's e-football going on absolutely everywhere for
everywhere.
There's goals going in left, right and centre. That's where you can hear the excitement. That's where you can hear the passion. That's where you can hear the emotion.
And here we are live from Bali with you, watching this match, this beautiful match. You don't want to know.
Yeah,
you don't want to know, my friend.
Well, in terms of what we've got here, it's Bruno Fernandes, it's Anthony, and it's Turkey from left to right as Ronaldo looks to set the pace early. Bruno Fernandes looks to roll one into Anthony. Ball goes back to the goalkeeper, and Brazil will be going from right to left in terms of what you can see on your screens. Here's Joshua Kimmich back to Manuel Neuer. Manuel Neuer will clear it away. Here's Sane. Sane to Mane, back to Sane. Sane to Sabitzer. Sabitzer potentially has players in support, goes for a double touch, finds Choupo-Moting, and Rafael Varane will clear it away. It's Bruno Fernandes with the stunning pass, finds Anthony. Anthony trying to feint and cajole a chance out of thin air here, and Matthias de Ligt had to be on his best there. There's Ryan Gravenberch, Marcel Sabitzer towards Joshua Kimmich. Looks long down the line for Choupo-Moting. Choupo-Moting again feinting and just trying to harry defenders. Here's Leroy Sane. Sane looking for inroads. Tries to find one. Wan-Bissaka with a brilliant block, and out it comes once more. Here's Anthony.
It's Turkey with the red shirts, with the Manchester United. It's like the home kit, and Brazil with the Bayern Munich in the white shirts.
Indeed, they are. And it's Choupo-Moting again. Just makes the pass on to Sabitzer, makes the pass on to Mane. Here's Mane. In towards Sane.
Look at the defense.
There's a massive difference here in terms of quality and in terms of what you can see on your screens. It's something you may not have seen all too many times whilst on the live stream with us, but I'm glad you are here with us to witness this as Bruno Fernandes tries to play the ball through and Lucas Hernandez will claim this forward. So again, pressure, who is it more on? Is it more on Turkey or is it more on Brazil? I think at the moment, if you're Brazil, you're the player that's coming with the expectation.
Yes.
And now the pressure is a little bit on you.
I think that the effectiveness has changed. Brazil is losing the ball more than before. Turkey has not any kind of rush.
It seems like every type of avenue of attack is blocked off by a Turkish defence.
Yeah, and they block and they throw the ball away.
They do indeed. It's a very quick counter. It's Sabitzer. Cleared away by Varane.
Once again.
It's what I used to call as an aerial football, just to get it away from the ball. But here's Bruno Fernandes onto Anthony. What can Anthony do here? Dummies. Takes the ball back down the other way. Plays the ball across, and Benjamin Pavard, the Frenchman, takes it away. Here's Sabitzer looking forward.
Meanwhile, the clock keeps running.
Exactly. Indeed it does. Here's Marcus Rashford. Double touch. Takes the strike. What a goal! What a goal!
Amazing goal, my friend.
That is a fantastic goal to see here. Double touch, opens up the route, makes the strike. It's a wonderful finish into the back of the net.
And long distance from outside the box.
It's been incredibly rare over this tournament. And I'm very glad to see these types of goals because these are the types of goals you can execute. Even with the manual goalkeeping that was happening, a controlled shot from the edge of the box can be really damaging.
Until now, we were saying everybody was going to the end of the pitch in order to shoot. They wanted almost to enter with the ball inside the goal. Well, he tried from long distance shot and it was a success.
Absolutely. You can see the tweaks already coming in from Brazil to try and basically get themselves into this game, because you can see slightly more aggressive in terms of their player placement, in terms of now starting to look more to make Sadio Mane the winger rather than it being Leroy Sane.
So here we come again. It's 1-0 for Turkey. And this is the second game.
As you can hear shouts around us from other games. You can see here Choupo-Moting's onside. Harry Maguire takes him down. Nothing given though.
Nothing.
And of course you hear multiple shouts of Vamos. It's very hard to locate exactly who it is that's scored, because there are obviously of course so many Spanish-speaking nations that are here at the IESF and at the World Esports Championships, as Ronaldo goes to make it through. Bruno Fernandes with the back heel in towards Anthony, and Hernandez leads it away once more.
I think it's the Spanish player who scored. People are chanting his name.
Well, we'll see afterwards. Here's Leroy Sane, and Varane will take it clear. And again, just to talk on narrative here, the score stays the same. Brazil are into the lucky losers bracket.
It's one of the candidates for sure, but you know,
Exactly.
this tournament is very hard, especially for the play-ins.
Well, like you say, it's not necessarily the journey; it's the destination that matters.
Yeah.
And it'll be an extra games play though, which is the part for me that would probably pay a little bit of drink. Great
nice
little pirouette.
roulette.
Great pirouette there from Bruno Fernandes.
Meanwhile, the table has turned, because it's now Turkey the one that has the ball, that proposes the plays. Is Brazil the one waiting for what is the question?
Well, that's it. That's the you know the $25,000 question is, if you are Brazil, you've got to kind of at some point go a bit more direct, which we're now starting to see. But again, it's got to be in control. It hasn't got to be. It's not just throwing a ball forward and hoping that it's going to happen. You've got to do it with a bit of control. As Marcus Rashford was was offside, as it proved. Had he been onside, Manuel Neuer was in absolute no man's land.
Yes, exactly. I don't know what he was doing at the middle field.
Well, with that, again, we've talked about a little bit about player traits and talk about player cards and player skills. He's an offensive goalkeeper, which means that he'll more than happily come out of his box to try and claim balls, which is probably where we found him. Is Rafael Varane to Fred. Casemiro.
Risky defense.
And there's half time.
Risky defense, but it worked. We now have just one more half. Brazil needs desperately to at least equalize this match and pray for the penalties. So it's at least one goal away of having any chance. If not, he's going directly to the lucky losers round.
Exactly. And if you're Brazil, you have to score. You have to. There's no way that you can go out without this game. You have to go and score. And you can see here the changes in aggression here now.
Look at that.
Now that is a very interesting ploy, in the sense of we've seen three at the backs and we've seen them be so effective. But now you can see how much space there is going to be from a Manchester United standpoint and from a Turkey standpoint that you're going to have to play in. And as we've said before, it's risk v reward. If this works out, nobody will talk about the Brazilian changes in tactics. They'll go, oh, how good that was. If they go on and lose, it'll be, wow, they shouldn't have gone that early, especially when it's 1-0. But again, we talk about this butterfly effect. If he doesn't go for the changes and it doesn't work,
and it's more than 1-0, because it's 1-0 plus the game
well,
before.
yeah, a very well made point there from you, Farito, in the sense of it's not just that mental scale of this is the game or we're 1-0 down in the game. You're also 1-0 down in the best of 3 series. So yeah, quite rightly so. You'd be looking at it and saying, it's almost that's almost a 2-0. That's almost a 2-0.
Exactly.
So yeah, you're quite right in saying that. And again, mentally, if you are Brazil, what would you be looking at here?
Are they changing contours now?
It looks so.
Well, welcome to the second half. Brazil with the Bayern Munich, Turkey with Manchester United.
Here is Ronaldo to Fred. Fred, double touch. Fred takes it round. Looks to put the stop, but he can't get the ball into the box, and will clear it away.
We say, hizo una de más. He made just one in excess. Hizo una de más.
Hizo una de más.
Una de más.
Una de más.
One in excess of the one of how much he needed.
I feel like I'm going to come away from Bali, ladies and gentlemen, with a slightly better understanding of the Spanish language, especially with how much we're seeing flown around here, as we see Joshua Kimmich plays the ball across to Leroy Sane. Sane rolls the ball into the middle, looking for Choupo-Moting, but it just overhits.
I want to have you, Wesa, in some South American championship, casting in Spanish, so you will understand me.
One day.
No, you have to do it.
As we see, Sane gives the ball away to Ronaldo. Here's Anthony, and danger could be posed here if you're Turkey. Here's Anthony, looks forward to Ronaldo. Ronaldo into the box, looks for Marcus Rashford, double touch, takes the shot. Manual keeper had it covered. As much as you maybe think, oh, that was relatively close, keeper had moved and the keeper had it covered. Yeah. So it looks as though Brazil have done a little bit of scouting of their own, and certainly from that first goal, they've learnt a little bit of those lessons.
Yes, but you know, as we said earlier, the table is turned.
Indeed.
Turkey is not more a defensive squad. He's attacking because he wants to have the ball.
Oh, you can hear the chants for Turkey. They understand what importance this is in terms of if they can push this over the line with 30 in-game minutes on the clock roughly, plus a little bit of stoppage time. If they can push this over the line, this would be a fantastic victory for Turkey. And again, would, as we said, it would put one of the, we would say, contenders that we have seen. It would put them at peril and put them into the lucky losers bracket, as we see. Anthony.
And now we were expecting to see Brazil coming out, Brazil having the ball.
Anthony in towards Rashford. Rashford
the other way around.
Tries to drag it back, looks for Fred. Fred slips at the vital moment. Sabitzer will take it clear. It's Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich forward to Kingsley Coman.
It's amazing how much Brazil has disappeared from the pitch.
It feels as though they have been taken completely out of their comfort zone. Here's Sadio Mane, Choupo-Moting, Sadio Mane. Brilliant block from Harry Maguire once more. There's blocks after blocks after blocks. There's been more blocks here than in a game of Tetris, I'll tell you that. Here's Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo looks to break through the line. Marcus Rashford just offside.
But anyway, forget about the offside. The ball is all the time in Manchester United possession.
Yeah, and as we said before, possession is king in one sense. Possession is king. If you have possession, it's great, but it's what you do with it that counts.
Wake up, my friends. We are here with the last match of the day. It's 2-1, the first match. It was for Turkey. It's 1-0 in this case. For Turkey, you
can hear the volume in the room getting louder and louder as time goes on.
Of course, you have to have some pity, you know, for people with low volume at home. Thank you very much, everyone on the chat, resharing, and for those of us who like to enjoy the matches afterwards, because
absolutely,
a lot of people watch them live, but a lot of people like to watch them in another time because of the time difference.
We spoke about time difference being a thing, and of course, you know, if you're watching this retrospectively, of course, you'll no doubt be rooting for Brazil or Turkey here. You may not even know the result at this point, and certainly we don't, because we're still waiting for this to kind of pan out as we see 20 in-game minutes left. Musiala to Sabitzer. Sabitzer looking to shape and try and make a pass here is Joshua Kimmich. He almost feels as though Brazil are waiting for the perfect moment. It's Gravenberch to tell. Gravenberch! And they've made that moment count! The perfect moment.
Patience at its best. We were saying Brazil has to attack. What happened to Brazil? Brazil has vanished. Well, here it is. Here it comes. Brazil says, I'm alive. And at least he's pushing it to the penalty kicks. He still has some time to make one more goal and advance to the third match. By now, we will have penalty kicks. Brazil 1, Turkey 1 in game 2 of best of 3, last game of the day.
Yeah, fantastic goal in terms of build-up. Again, we literally said 2 seconds before it, they're looking for the perfect moment, and boy, did they find one, especially with not long left on the clock. But again, if you're Turkey, if you're Mujahid, you know you've already got a game in the bag. So for him, does he trust his penalties? Do you trust your penalty takers to go and do what you require them to do?
Sometimes you do what you can, not what you want.
Exactly. And
I mean, 2 minutes ago, he was out of the tournament. Right now, well, he's going for the penalties.
Exactly, and that's the swing of the pendulum as we've seen. But we may have seen this story before as Turkey maybe looking to get a late winner here potentially as Fred comes and clotheslines Martial.
He clashed with his own teammate.
He did indeed, and that has left the door open for Brazil. Here's Sabitzer to Tell, to Mane. Mane down the line to Kingsley Coman. He has Tell back in the centre. Sabitzer is in the box too. Again, let's see what they're going to do here. Double touch. It's bouncing always a ricochet. It's Joshua Kimmich, and Rafael Varane will clear that one away. Here's Christian Eriksen. Eriksen to Sancho. Sancho to Eriksen. Eriksen has a man in the middle, but he finds Anthony Martial. Can't quite get the ball away. Corner given. These, as we've seen before, are incredibly dangerous.
Greased boots for some of the players, you know, they seem to have water with soap. Ball comes and goes.
Ball into the box, to lit with the header clear. To Sadio Mane, and again, bodies are back already for Turkey. As you can see at the bottom of your screen, the radar. Here's Jadon Sancho, though, to try and get something back.
He's not on a rush to attack, by no means.
No, I don't think so. Also, bottom of your screen as well. One down on defensive. So, again, slightly more defensive, slightly happier to be more concerned with defensive play is Turkey at the moment. Here's Jadon Sancho. Sancho's dancing feet, finds Ronaldo. It's been so vital already today. Here's Christian Eriksen, finds Ronaldo once more. The ball is cleared. Matthijs de Ligt will launch that forward. Varane comes away with it again. Not long left on the clock here.
Will he make a last-minute goal last time?
He may just do. Here is Fred. Ronaldo. Ronaldo! Save from the keeper. 2 minutes at a time.
Now plays are getting dirtier. It's not so much the space, you know, the big spaces.
Exactly.
Everything is tight.
Comes with fatigue. Ronaldo, both player and controller fatigue. But now we are entering potentially the realm of penalties, if not for this last attack. Here is Kingsley Coman. Coman's broke the defensive line here. Sadio Mane. Mane trying to roll it through to Tel Maguire, getting in the way, and there is full time.
Penalties it is.
And now we go to penalty kicks.
So what will happen here? If Brazil wins the penalty shootout, we have a third match.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly what happens. If Brazil win the shootout, we're back to a third game. If Turkey win the shootout, they're in the losers bracket, and Turkey go through to the finals. As we see Anthony Martial to step up first. Manuel Neuer pointing. You can see the little gestures of the marker as well, trying to chance where people are going to go. First penalty steps up. Anthony Martial. Good penalty. Very good penalty. The gamesmanship.
He pointed and he shoot. Okay.
Here we go.
Do you want it
Sadio
here?
Mane.
I will send it here.
Is David De Gea. Save! Brilliant save from David De Gea. And that is advantage Turkey in the shootout. Here is Jadon Sancho against Manuel Neuer. England v Germany. Oh, it's a little chip down the middle.
He's still pointing.
He's still pointing, but it's brinksmanship. It's who blinks first here as Kingsley Coman up against David De Gea. You can hear the chants in the background. Coman scores.
And it's a goal.
I don't want to predict the bias that's in the crowd, but I'm fairly sure they want a Turkey victory here.
I think
and
so.
Here is Ronaldo against Neuer. Ronaldo saved! Oh, it's saved!
And now everything is tied once again.
If they get
or
this
it might
in,
be.
it might be tired. It might be tied. It might be Tel. But it's against David De Gea. You can hear almost the boos in the crowd, which is fantastic to hear. Tel smashes it home.
And
Brazil
now
are not phased.
Everything starts all over again.
And we are back to level pegging. As we see, Eriksen against Neuer. What can he do here? Eriksen, great penalty again.
It's goal.
Keep them low, keep them hard. As you said before, you hit it as hard as you can in these situations. Here's Musiala against David De Gea. David De Gea, save!
One more save for Turkey. He's just one goal.
It's one goal away. He's on the hill. It's Fred.
If he makes this penalty, Turkey advances to the next round.
It's Fred against Neuer. Who blinks first? Brazil versus Germany. Fred steps up and chips it down the middle. It's what I would have done in my house to basically embarrass your opponent. And instead, now it comes a case, if Turkey save this, they're through. If Brazil scores, Sabitzer, we're down to sudden death.
Sudden death.
Oh!
This is incredible, my friends.
It's Casemiro.
1-for-1.
Brazil are looking to try and make this save. Casemiro, chip down the middle nicely.
He continues chipping the ball.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's the coolest penalty you can do. Ryan Gravenberch, again, to stay in the game, to stay in this tournament, and to not go to the losers bracket. It's Brazil. It's Gravenberch. You can hear the boos and the put-offs. You can hear all of it. Gravenberch. Save!
And Turkey goes by. Turkey advances in the round. Brazil will go to the lucky losers.
You can see there an acknowledgement from Turkey in terms of the crowd being on their side.
Yes, of course.
You can see the acknowledgement. Fantastic for Turkey.
He claps at his fans.
It's great to see that.
Yeah,
an acknowledgement of the support you've had. That's
I
always
like
good.
it very much. Well, it was amazing. You know, we said that Brazil was behind the marker all the time. He was able to get the equalizer, and that's it.
Yeah.
And from that on, he was crossing his fingers. He was able to turn over the penalty kick, which was on favor of Turkey, but on the sudden death.
It's almost as though Turkey knew how to play that play style. You know, in terms of, there wasn't the same type of skill moves, there wasn't the same types of, you know, there was some super cancels, there was some dummies, but it wasn't the same as it was on day 2, as we'll look to the highlights in just a second. But it wasn't the same type of Brazil performance. There was almost a bit of nervous energy that was there. And as you can see from the highlights, Rashford, that was the first attempt at that opportunity, and it just falls to Ronaldo, and that set the touch paper and set the tone.
It was like Turkey was never in doubt of what was going to happen.
It's almost as though they knew what the game plan was. They knew what they had to do to stifle Brazil.
And what to expect.
And brilliant response and reaction from Brazil. But again, just a chance that goes wide there, but it was this one that was the killer here. And Lucas Hernandez playing everybody onside, and it's Ronaldo who swept home the goal. And again, here, you look at that. We've seen the exact highlight the first time.
That was amazing.
And that was the time where it pulled off. Again, that Brazil, it was almost like they were too patient. They were too kind of methodic this time. There was no... It didn't feel like instinct. As we said, you do it. You don't think you do. And that was almost the realm they got caught in. And you thought after, you know, the round of penalties that you were going to see in front of you, we saw the chipped penalty, and I thought, oh, when will we go to sudden death? That's going to be, that might be a talking point that you say, well, Turkey, you didn't have to chip them. But also, in terms of what we were looking at here, deciding penalty, and again, just didn't need to do that.
That was incredible.
But this was a fantastic finish to keep it there. He went with the same process again, and instead this was a wonderful save here from Ryan Gravenberch. Brilliant save. That's what sees them through. And again, all-round performance from Turkey. We saw grit, we saw determination, we saw clinical finishing, we saw mentality from them. So all in all, fantastic from Mucci here. Fasil now going into the losers bracket, or the lucky losers bracket. But again, that's kind of a shark pen that I wouldn't want to be in. If you were another nation, Brazil is not a nation you want to come up against.
No, of course, nobody wants to cross this kind of player because he's an excellent player.
Absolutely.
So we think that by now we've seen some wonderful matches. The quality of the matches keeps getting better and better and better.
Absolutely.
And prepare, because tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, we're having each day more dramatic stages.
Yeah.
Each day would be with some of the best and the best of the best and the best of the best of the best, you know?
Yeah.
So this is the post-match tale of the tale.
I mean, if you look at that there, again, you talk about the opportunities that were taken. Brazil had one shot.
And it was one goal.
And it was one goal.
Yeah.
But if you were talking about whether it's played in each other's box here, the passes that you can see there, as you normally say in terms of people dribbling, that's normally what people are looking for. You're looking for skillful dribbles. The less passes you're seeing, the more dribbling that's occurring. And as we saw, it's almost like you just meet a brick wall when you got to the back of Turkey there.
Look at the interceptions, 22 interceptions.
Harry Maguire was probably the star of the show for Turkey in both those games, because, again, Mujahid was able to manually move him across and get a foot in. And we talk about physical players and we talk about reactions. That's what we could see.
Well, this was an amazing match. I'm always interested in seeing tomorrow what will happen. And the nice thing is that this put
Yeah, we finished on a draw. We finished on a draw, sir, so well done. We finished on a draw.
Once again, our predictions are a draw. Well, this was an excellent match. The first one with the Montenegro winning Maldives. Later on, we saw the triumph of Armenia. And we saw the Iraq demonstration
against Montenegro.
It was a demonstration, and the Turkey player.
This was the highlight of the day, and of course, as you can probably still hear, there are still games going on behind us. So of course, keep your eyes peeled to all of the social medias. Keep your eyes peeled to again all of these players, because they will happily tell you what's going on in their games. They will happily let you know. So again, get onto those on social media, and of course, we've got to mention exactly why this thing has been able to happen in terms of the World Esports Championships.
Well, of course, because of the main sponsor, the JHL Group.
Yeah, and of course, this was sponsored by JHL Auto, Nusa Pay, DIS, Gungdang Crypto, Taiwan Excellence, Pertamina, and Hydro Coco.
The official telco partner is Telkomsel.
Yeah, and we have the internet service provider partner, which is IndiHome.
The travel partner is HIN.
And of course, the hotel partners, as you mentioned earlier, the Episode Hotel. We've got the Merusaka Hotel, which is where this is taking place currently. Fantastic facilities here.
The Esports broadcaster partner, our friends at Mineski Global, the Indonesia Football E-League, and the ESID.
Yeah, and of course, you've got a production partner, Lemon ID, and our media partners, we've got Trans2Ju, Deticom, Esport.id, Video.com, Dunia Games, Dens TV, Dens Play, Mera Putir, Bola Score, Kami Bayak. And then in terms of our government support, we've got Kemen Para Rekaf, you've got Kemen Pora, you've got NOC, Kony, and wonderful Indonesia.
Well, Wesa, thank you very much. It's a pleasure casting with you.
It's been so much fun. It's been so much fun. And we still got more to do. That's the problem. We still got more.
Tomorrow we have even more matches and even better matches. So thank you very much. Thanks.
Thanks once again.
See you tomorrow.
See you guys soon.
Goodbye, my friends.